Welcome back to another vault video. This week didn't really get a ton of keys done. I just did one on my own last night, so my characters are slowly leveling. My hunter, I realized I need to finish leveling characters before I move on to other ones to get the mentor boost, because I have not been doing that. And I kind of need to do that. I also haven't been doing any of the do all the delves kind of like fast leveling kind of thing. So I guess I could probably do that now because it's I don't think I've done any delves on my hunter. So I guess if I go do all the delvers call right now, I would be max level. But yeah, this week warrior is um mostly world content with I think one hero myth slot. And I did time walking last week. And I don't know why my game's slow to load in. I turned on DBM. I had it off. I don't really know if that's what it's doing. Let's see. Let's see what we've got. Okay. So, champion helmet. Champion chest. Wait, that's not champion. Why are the... Oh, these are all hero. Twist the neck of the void. No, that's bad. That would have not even been good, even if that was hero. Okay, so that means... Oh, those are good. So it would either be chest or shoulders, or is this helmet? Is it helmet? It'll be helmet. It'll either be chest that I have to catalyst or helmet, and I don't think I have helmet. I think this week's gonna be a short one. Yeah, I don't have a hero helmet yet, and this is tier. Easy choice.
That's pretty good.
And what did I get? I got Nexus Point Zenus. I also still haven't gotten my 2K yet. I was hoping to get it last week, but we just didn't end up running keys.
How fare you?
There we go. Let's do that. I have a bunch of hero crests, so shit. That's what I forgot to do. I forgot to turn in my lost animals last week.
For Dalaran.
Emissary
All
of
that I worked
War. Okay, 4 mythics.
I will do my duty for Azeroth.
Sweet Nexus Point Zenus.
May
Okay,
victory be ours.
and then this is the weekly. Yeah, weekly. Yeah. I guess I'll do Prey. Yeah. No reason not to. Oh yeah, I guess there's next step of the story is the first wing of March in Raid Finder now? It is. Or is there only one? Okay, so I need to do this before I do my delves. Raids, March of Coldenas. Oh, there's only 2, so that's it. Okay, I guess I do that this week too. which means I should probably go grab. Nah, I'll grab the story later. Okay, and then what do we have for crafting stuff? Hopefully we've got something good. I am not a blacksmith on this guy. Leatherworking, please.
Baladash, Malanore. Sunwell's glory shine on you. Shoreleron. What needs
What's
bring you
Skinner's
here?
notes? Cool. What do we got here? Nothing public. That's $1 billion. This is reasonably cheap. No best quality. Yeah, I realized that leatherworking, there's not a massive amount of profit in. Kind of sucks. Because, like, I guess technically everybody doing the majestic hides, like, daily stuff is grinding or, like, dropping the value of majestic hide mats. But then it makes it not worth it for people to just normally do it. Because, like, a bot running for, like, 2 hours doing herbing or mining or something is as valuable as a bot just having skinning and putting all of their points into gathering the majestic parts. Which is kind of shit, mostly because there's like 4 guys sitting at the trap spot who don't have the ability to make a trap. We're waiting for somebody else to put down a maybe 1,000, 2,000 gold trap so that they can exploit the fact that they never spent points on traps, on the lures, and that they are able to have maxed out chance at getting majestic stuff. Which is kind of dumb. I feel like you should have to be able to lure things in order to skin those rares. Because it's also bad when it's like the only one weird thing still with luring is that the one in Herondar is still like max level. It's not like it is killable on a lower level character, but now you just have people camping there until they put down traps, and then they just like tag the mob that somebody else spawned and somebody else is primarily killing, and they get a chance at the majestic stuff. Because, like, well, how many majestics do I have now? I have 5, but only 4 of those are ones I gathered. So, I'm just not a huge fan that people are able to essentially, like, leech with better gathering for, like, spec for those specific things without having to have the lures. It could be, you could say, oh, but they spec like that, but they're sidestepping the entire cost of, like, the entire downside of that is that you have to lure, and they just bypass that by
Anaria Shola.
just leeching and sitting at the spots where the lures go down. Like, technically, they're lowering the prices of the majestic hides in comparison to the price of the lure mats. But that, I guess that makes the lure mats cheaper because there's not as many being used, and that's like the primary use of like lynx fish or what is it, arcane wormfish, gore guppies, and yeah, fungal skin pikes. Like those are, I guess, even ominous octopus now too. Like those are the ones that cost money. Null void fish, I think, are on the way up, but there'll always be a ton of them because people are farming for the mount in Voidstorm. So I don't know. That's one thing that kind of gets on my nerves. Also, hope actually I haven't mined yet in a bit, but the wild nodes in Zillimon, if they haven't made it like herbalism, where like the or rumblings or rumblers uh, are like personally aggroed and not generally aggroed, that is another thing where hopefully they've made it like that so that if people just leave their like wild node mobs, that they're just they can attack other people who are trying to grab that node, because that like Zlaman is ripe for bots, and bots are there. They have to land for half a second with deafness tools spec'd purely into deafness and enchanted deafness, and they just land for half a second as a druid, and then just pop down, click it, fly away before the mobs even spawn and can aggro. Even though the mobs do drop materials. I was thinking like the mobs shouldn't be not untargetable by other people. They should just be yellows and shouldn't aggro people. And you should be able to get loot from them if you kill them. Like they've been generated. If you're not a bot and you want to kill the things that are spawned, why can't you? I wouldn't mind doing that. Because if I land at a wild node, I'm gonna kill the things that are there, because I know that gathering from them gives you materials, not just motes. So like if you're landing for the materials, why don't you want more materials from a single landing? Because you don't really get anything from like going from a node to a node, because wild motes are worthless. I don't know. There's a couple little profession things there. I'm like, eh. But like now I'm getting to the point where each of my professions kind of has something I can craft, which isn't too bad. But yeah, that's kind of it. I guess my shards of Dun have updated, so now I can get 8 more this week, which means I think this week I can get most of my characters a tool for one of their professions. And I think for my warrior, I'm not going to do leatherworking. Because the only thing that making a leatherworking tool would do would be just like make it easier to make stuff. And I'm not spec'd into like actually making gear at all at this point. Like I'm more spec'd into accessories because I can make, I think, 3 accessories on full 1,000, maybe 2. And then if I get ingenuity procs, I can maybe make 3. But I don't know if those sold yet. I don't think they have. Yeah, like there's these that are a bit of profit, but I actually don't know if they are at this point. Okay, so the Hunter's Pack. I had the Hunter's Pack, I think, maxed out. That. Okay, so it still is a profit there. Yeah, both those are still a profit. And really making those is the best profit, but the great thing about those is that they're skinning. And you know what people have to buy in order to make their skinning characters? Those things. So that's pretty sick. So I think I'm gonna probably do my skinning getting this week. And I updated my Gathermate, which is really easy to do. Because the treasure tracking hasn't been updated for midnight yet. So you just have to add the treasures as constants, and then Gathermate will start tracking the treasures for midnight. So that helps with the weekly like profession like treasure things. And hot tip, I think they respawn at the top of the hour or around the hour mark, because there's been a lot of like I've flown around for like an hour just mindlessly while watching something trying to find treasures, and then it always seems to be around the hour that a bunch of treasures pop up. So I think that's either when like the visual markers like reset their visibility, because some of you guys might not remember like me and my friends called it Dirt Patrol in the Onaran Plains in Dragonflight, where you just flew around and landed on dirt to do this treasure thing. Once one person has clicked it, it no longer shows up on the minimap as like a treasure. Like it's not a trackable treasure at that point. So I'm wondering if that visibility resets every hour, or they just respawn all the treasures every hour. But it would be really sick if they made it so that um there was just a timer from when the first person clicked it to like till despawn, and it was visible still through that whole section. Like basically, as long as it is spawned, it is visible on the map. But right now, I'm using like I added that stuff to Gathermate, so now I can see like red circles on my map where I picked up a treasure before. So I know I can figure out where to fly. I have to do one change, I think, with that, because right now, I guess it doesn't really work well on this because don't have a gathering prof. But because right now I don't have like here you can see that there's a shabby stockpile here. With Gathermate, it shows where all of the nodes you've gathered are if you had like herbalism or mining. And this one and this, like, I'm just tracking treasures with it. So I just need to add an icon to fill in like for it to mark on the map, because right now it's blank. But yeah, that'll let me like kind of build a route to fly around. But I think Zolaman is the best place to do it, because Eversong Woods, I found like none of them, like barely any. I might have found one or two, because the forgotten spell books or whatever the like drop points are, I think those just take up all of the spawn points. And then Harandar has a bunch of good ones. Voidstorm has some in some of like the citadel-y places, like the places where the void dudes are all at. There tends to be some of the like Dominar vessels and things up in those. But I think Harandar and Suleiman are the two best places to go fly around, get your treasures done. But yeah, I think that's it. Doing all my shards of done. Doing all my professions this week. I'll probably hit 2K. I need to run a Seat of the Triumvirate, obviously, now. So I just need to run a 5 seat And then I guess if I just run 5s of Pit and Seat, I have 2k. Because last night we did a Sky Reach and re-chested it. Actually, what's this look like? That's overall. Yeah, so overall I did pretty decently. I don't even know, is there eye levels from here that I can see? No. But I don't know, I feel like I'm doing pretty good damage. I did send a bunch of champ crests last night to raise myself through eye levels. I think trinkets are the one thing where I'm kind of just holding out. Because I think I have boots to upgrade still, which I should be able to finish this week. And I think it's just boots. I think I sent some champion crest last night on my helmet. I probably shouldn't have done that because I was getting vault, but I already have hero wrists. So champion, I guess 260, anything below 263. So it's just my boots, and weapons. I guess shoulders could be one if I had. Do I have champ shoulders? Oh, I do.
I offer you my aid.
I got time warped ones. Okay, let's just do this. Spend 20 crests. Finish upgrading shoulders to save some heroes.
Son, where'd
Go
you find
carefully.
this?
Stay vigilant.
And then I just need to spend this week's on that, which is sick. That's it. Thanks for coming around this week. I will see you next week, maybe with another vault. Like 2 vaults. Crazy. I know. All right, later.